Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a fascinating guest in studio today. It's Micky Wright, and he's a wealth management advisor with Northwestern Mutual. Micky, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Tell me a little bit about your background, how you got into this.
So I've lived in Chicagoland my entire life. I grew up in Glen Ellen, a western suburb of Chicago, and currently live in Naperville with my family. And my wife went to Naperville North and is a native Napervillian. And my son is starting as a sophomore this year at North, and then my daughter is at Jefferson Junior High starting 6th grade. So we've had an affection for the western suburbs for a long time. And really, we live in a neighborhood that is on the north side, and my office is there as well, which is really convenient. Mm-hmm. So navigating my way into financial planning started with an accounting background. Okay. I'm the 7th of 8 kids, mm-hmm. and half of us are CPAs.
Oh, that's great.
So following in the footsteps of my father. And we joke that we can get continuing education credit at Thanksgiving. But it was an accounting start after my degree from Indiana University. But the next steps from there were more natural, getting to what really I was passionate about.
And so you followed in Dad's footsteps in a way, with an accounting background. How did that lead you to Northwestern Mutual?
So with Northwestern Mutual, when I was 25 years old at Arthur Andersen, one of the things I realized is that my clients were really distant from me. It's really the investing public when you're in public accounting. And I wanted to get to the same side of the table. So that took me to a financial planning career. And I surveyed the landscape of options at the time. And I found the uniqueness of Northwestern Mutual to be very appealing. And that's what brought me there.
That's great. So you came from an accounting background, had some great public accounting experience with Arthur Andersen, and then found yourself enjoying people and wanting to help them grow. Tell me a little bit. There's a lot that has changed in the industry since the time your father and my father, and even in recent history. How has that made an impact on what you do?
It's had a big impact. There's been a generational shift in how financial services are consumed in the country. Really, the example I give clients is, our fathers worked for the big company like a GM, for example. And GM, you would show up to work, they'd give you a paycheck, a pension, and welfare benefits. Work there for 44 years, and at 65, you collect a paycheck through a pension and welfare benefits. And there wasn't really this desperate need for financial advice at that time. And the industry was more so trying to augment what GM was providing. And in reality, GM was the financial planner in that relationship. Okay?
GM or any other big company?
Any other big company like that. So the shift really occurred in 1974 with the passing of the Employee Retirement Income Security Act, or ERISA, as some people might know it, which really decoupled that employer and employee relationship. The employees were offered more self-directed retirement plans, 401ks, IRAs, broader investment choices. So at the time, it seemed like just a great option. But fast forward to just recently in 2006, when companies were required by the Accounting Standards Board to book their pension liabilities, and they decided, we don't want to do that, because that would wipe out shareholder value. And so that choice really fractured that financial planning relationship between the employer and employee, which really created a shift in the financial services industry, which is where we sit today.
Well, and I think that's very interesting, because I think it is very complicated. I mean, just what you went through was complicated. And today people are thinking about their financial plan, I think, much sooner than they did 10, 15, 20 years ago, because they're not with a company that's offering all those benefits. How do you help the average person at Northwestern? Do they need to come to you with a big amount of money, or can they be starting out? Can they be midlife?
Well, that's interesting. It's so my role at Northwestern Mutual, I just finished a stint on our Financial Rep Association board of directors. I was the president of that, and it really informed me around the financial services industry and what's happening with our company and our company leadership and where we see things going. And it's really changed a little bit of the way we approach the marketplace. Early on, I was the financial advisor that was selling those products, and that was the only way you could hire me. in the last 10 years, the shift has been around there's choices as to how clients can engage us. We believe, and I believe, that anything that you own and you've accumulated through your life should be owned in the context of a financial plan. So we'd always like to see that. If you don't have one, or you're your own planner and have blind spots, clients can engage us for a fee to deliver a financial plan. And when that plan's complete, we hand them the plan, they hand us a check, and we move on. And we can help implement, or they can do it themselves. The third way clients engage us is we'll serve as their family CFO. In that case, they're moving assets to our trust company, where we will advise them and execute on the planning ideas that we come up with. And we're engaged in their life all the time. So it doesn't matter the level of income or assets. We can be helpful at each level. It's just, what's that service level agreement between us and the client? They choose it. It's not up to us.
Is that unique? Is your philosophy unique?
It is. There's the financial services industry after ERISA really boomed for 40 years, and we had the greatest bull market in the history of this country. And that really rewarded people who were do-it-yourselfers and people like my dad. But after a couple of recessions in the 2000s, it's really changed. And I think companies are starting to recognize that clients want to be advised, not sold. And we've recognized that as well. And we want to make sure that we're serving them in the way that they want to be served, not directing how that relationship's going to run.
Well, I think that's very astute, because I do think people are wanting to be advised. They realize it's much more complicated than it used to be, and they're not experts, but they have ideas, opinions, and they read a lot, and we're well informed because of all the information out there. So we can get it, and so we come in a little bit more educated than we used to.
That is absolutely true, and your doctors will also often get frustrated that you'll go to WebMD and see, my elbow hurts, and you're self-diagnosing.
That's right.
And really, to engage with us, it's really easy to have a consultation where we can take a look at all the things that you own and organize it for you in a way in a matter of 45 minutes or an hour. And in that time, we're going to help guide you to what might be the best way to engage us, because we want that relationship to be mutually beneficial. And so while people come in with a lot of knowledge, they also come in with preconceived notions of what financial planning is and what it's been. They might be learning it from dear old dad, who's well-intentioned in his advice, but it's also, he's a product of his generation.
Right. Not
that it's wrong, it's just that it was a different time.
And it's changing. You mentioned we. Tell me a little bit about your team.
So we have a team of 4 that includes me, and we argue that our 5th team member is our technology. We utilize technology deeply to deliver a rich technology experience for our clients, but what we found is that clients also want an advisor. So doing that allows us to work with clients all over the country. In my career, we've had 15,000 client meetings, which has really helped us understand what people need and want. But it's so different. It's so unique to each individual. But the team is fantastic. They're very well educated and ready to serve, which is really the most important thing.
What's your 5-year plan?
So some people will be aspirational about, I want to grow X by X amount and whatnot. That's really not our goal. It's we always want to focus on quality over quantity, and so the quality of our relationships is what we measure most. And through that, we gain new clients and referrals and people who stay with us long term. And really, we look to build those lifelong relationships. We're finding now we're working multi-generationally, so clients that we're serving as family CFO for, their kids will be coming out of college, and we'll help them get off to a good start with good financial habits, because the parents recognize that they may not have had them early on.
Micky, thanks for stopping by and telling us a little bit about what you do, and more importantly, giving us some good thoughts on what to do with our finances. And I love that concept of the family CFO.
Thank you. It's been great to be here today.
Thanks.
Thanks, Liz.
We're going to be right back with more Business Connection. Stay tuned.